Thank you hello. I think I'm going to kick off. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everybody here. Thank you to everybody tuning in at home on the live stream. We are just about to kick things off here, so. Huh? Oh, I'm doing a welcome, like, welcome to everybody watching at home. Ladies and gentlemen, Mario Flores. The mics are made for it.
Okay, we'll just go up here like this. No, I can't sit down. Got a bad wheel.
Here, you need help? I guess.
Okay. Thank you everybody for coming to this press conference. I am Mario Flores, the owner and president of the West Michigan Ironmen, proud owner of the West Michigan Ironmen. This is our 10th season that we're alive, and we're kicking, and we're here. We started in the AIF 10 years ago, 2016. We are making the announcements today that we're going back in to the AIF. We're really happy and excited about that. Huge shout out to our sponsors. Our first one is Michigan Coastal Credit Union, big key sponsor for the West Michigan Ironman for a few years now. We couldn't do it without them. Trinity Health Arena, they've always been supportive with us since day one and continue that relationship. Van Dyke Mortgage, another pillar sponsor. When I took over the team, I'm employed with Van Dyke Mortgage, and they've been behind me ever since of getting West Michigan Ironman going and continue to going. I want to introduce Larry Clark. He is the owner of the AIF. Larry?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Mario, welcome back, sir. No, I just wanted to thank the Ironmen. 10 years is an extreme good example of a team that's run well in the indoor leagues. We were talking this morning. There's only a couple left in the country. It's been around 10 years, and it's great that you guys are still going strong. And welcome home. I mean, we had a great. The Ironmen made the championship the very first year of their league back in 2016, which was a great accomplishment for them. And I'm sure it's going to happen again this year.
We're looking forward to
Better results this time around. Again, welcome
All
back,
right.
sir.
Thank
Really
you very much.
appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Next one, I want to introduce Dominic Montero. Did I say that right? You got it, buddy. Yes. Dominic is also a part owner of the AIF, and he's owner of the Cedar Rapids and the Cloverville team in Iowa. Dominic.
Hey, yeah, I'm just really excited to be here. You know, there's three things I love, obviously, besides my family. That's God, football, and Michigan State. So being here in Michigan is awesome. And the one thing we're looking forward to is coming out here February 14th to play the Ironmen. So our game's slotted for that night, and the Coralville Chaos will be coming to open the AIF season and really the entire indoor football season here in Muskegon, Michigan. So I'm just really happy, one, to be here, visit the town, and just kind of see the economic growth and how Muskegon's just flourishing. So we're excited for this partnership to last for as long as we can make it. So like I said, if there's anything else we could do, like I said, from our end, we'll be here, but we appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you. Next, I want to introduce Terry Mitchell. He's the third head coach for the West Michigan Ironmen. He started his career here with West Michigan Ironmen as a player. Coach Mitch. All right, baby.
It's an honor to be here today. Like Mario said, I started off as a player 10 years ago. I remember coming in here as a player. I just had my son. He was probably about 5 months old. Now he's 10. So to cap off our 10-year anniversary, it's amazing to be the head coach now. I'm looking for a great season. We bring in a lot of good guys to compete for a championship, which is the ultimate goal, which has always been the ultimate goal ever since I was a player. Now that I'm the head coach, I'm bringing in the best players to put on the show for Muskegon and the Ironman fans, and we can't wait to get out there on the field for you guys.
All right, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Coach. Okay, we're making this short and sweet, so we're going to open it up to some questions. Hold on to that thought. So Nate Smith, I want you to come up here a second. So Nate, when I got into this, he was already with the Ironmen. He's been through the beginning as well, and you know, we're lucky to have him. He knows ins and outs of this tough arena football, I guess, deal. And I'm lucky to have Nate. He's also a partner of mine on this, and just say a couple words.
Yeah, I guess I repeated a lot of stuff that was already said. I've worn a lot of different hats for the organization. I was with the team in 2015 when we started, with TJ Williams brought arena football back here to West Michigan. You know, Tim Taylor was instrumental in kind of a transition of leadership, and that kind of brought Mario on board. And under Mario's leadership, we've flourished the last, 5-6 years and really turned it into something special here. And so couldn't do it without our sponsors, like Mario said, couldn't do it without Iron Nation and our players that have played for us, past and present. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a wild ride. We've been through a lot of different things, but I think our organization has shown perseverance and vision will trump a lot of different challenges and hurdles. So really proud to be a part of it, excited for this 10th season. Hope we get a lot of people come out and celebrate what we've been doing here for the last 10 years. So.
All right, man. Thank you very
Yep.
much, Nate. Okay. Open it to questions right now for anybody.
I have a few.
Mr. Steve Gunn from Muskegon Sports, another proud sponsor.
Mario, how did this come to be? I know you guys put a lot of effort the last few years into trying to build a league like a Michigan sort of Ohio league, and kind of took the lead in that, and then you decided to do this. What led to this?
So when I first became involved with the West Michigan Ironmen, I was a sponsor. I came to the game. It was exciting. It was a lot of action on the field, a lot of good hitting. But what I really liked and saw in the fans, just a different feel that you get in with this crowd. It's more of like a networking party type style, and that really excited me to be part of something special and that I wanted to continue, moving forward.
So, and that was when you were in the AIF, right?
I was a sponsor when they were in the AIF.
Yeah, so that's what impressed you?
Yeah, yep.
And then what made you make the decision to make this move?
So, one thing, one of you guys touched on, or you, Larry, you touched on of, we've been in a lot of different leagues. The theme is around, I don't think just Michigan, but all over the country. A lot of indoor football teams want to join, they think they can join, and then when it comes to the financial piece, they fold. I don't care how small or how big. I think, Larry, you've seen that as well.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter. So we tried to get our own league last year because we were just tired of playing teams that say they're going to come and then at the last minute maybe they don't, or they don't have the financials to finish the season. So we thought, okay, we're going to get our own league. And that really didn't work either because we had the same issues with the teams that we're in. Great people, but you just got to have that budget and that backing of financing. Great people, great teams. The Michigan Avengers, for example, they don't have an arena, so they're a little handcuffed, but they're a hell of a team. They beat us in the championship last year, and we get to play them on 3/15. That's going to be an exciting game. So when I got back into here, we could have went independent. We could have just brought in teams and go that route again. So when Dom called me, he asked if I had any interest to go back in. My first reaction was no, because we were part of that, being in the bigger league, and the same results were happening. But then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, that might be a viable option. Somebody else can control the league where we just show up and play. And if we had other teams vetted like us, them, we would be in good shape. So I talked it over with Nate. We thought that was the best option to go. I talked it over with Team Mitch, and we went that way, knowing we were going to have to put the best team on the field to give Coach the best tools, the best athlete, the best everything that we could put on the field for him.
How many years has the AIF been around now?
We've been around since 2005.
Continuous?
No, we had a break around right before COVID with the COVID instance, but more or less we had like a 4-year break around that COVID time. But
How's the schedule with the 3 teams? How's the schedule going to work? Is everybody going to play twice?
well, yeah, we have the league schedule out, and then Mike McCoy, who's actually the commissioner of the league, unfortunately he wasn't able to come up. He lives in Kansas City, Wichita actually. But we fill in, he vets what they call, travel teams are affiliated with us. We have a league out of Omaha that works with the teams out in Iowa, and then we work with more of the Midwestern teams. So, but Mike's in charge of vetting. He puts forth the contracts for what they call the travel teams to come in and kind of play the fill schedule. So we're not playing 5 times a piece.
So is West Michigan going to play each of the Iowa teams once?
No, it's going to be twice. It's going to be a home and home.
Twice home and away?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And the non-league games, the filler games, those will not count in the league standings?
No, I mean, somewhat. We might have to take, to fortify the playoff, we'll have to look at it as a collective, but we might use like point differentials or some kind of
Okay.
categories to help with the standings at this point, yes. It's
Okay.
kind of how we'll work it. But, with Mike McCoy being the commissioner, he oversees all that, and Mario alluded to, it's tough running a league and a team at the same time. I couldn't even imagine taking on those responsibilities, so.
For sure.
But, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mario, I kept hearing rumors the last few months that you might be selling the team, and then all of a sudden, here we are today.
Well, it's funny because when we talked earlier, I said, "Who the hell told you I was selling the team?" And you had told me, I told you that I was selling
Yeah,
the team.
months ago.
So that's interesting because a lot of people that know me knew I went through some personal issues the last, I'd say, 18 months with, my mom having cancer and ended up passing away. So my head really wasn't in the game, at work, even here last year. I was here, but not here, I made a promise to my wife that I need to start downsizing. So I was thinking about that. I talked to Nate. I said, I don't feel like I have it anymore to be here and keep the networking going and always like waiting till the last minute to get things together. And it's just pretty much been Nate and I, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the season. I just didn't want that rush anymore. I have, grandbabies now, and I gotta simplify. I can't be everywhere at once. I've neglected a lot of things, so I thought if I could get somebody, or who would even be interested, first we have to have a great product. We can't sell a team if we don't have a good product. So over, a couple of pops, I was talking to a gentleman saying, hey, because he kept saying, well, you need to do this, and you should do that, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, why don't you just buy the team? And he's like, well, maybe I will. And so that turned into a discussion of, we're working on something to bring in a partner, potentially buying the team. I thought of this person right away, and I think he would be a great fit to see the vision that I see of continuing the West Michigan Ironmen. So he said, hey, I'll come on and help the needs of what you're looking for, and we'll see where it works out. So I didn't sell the team, so the rumors, I guess, started with me.
So it's a potential for the future.
Right, and it's not gonna be just to anybody, it's gonna be somebody that's got the same thing. Local guy,
That you'll be guiding it.
yes, and he's probably gonna be pissed for me saying it's Eddie Alexander. If you wanna come up here a second and talk, or are you good? So Eddie is like, when he's a major sponsor too, Eddie Alexander Group, and he's here and he sees the networking going on, and he's always walking around, shaking people's hands, and he knows a lot of people in the town that come to the game. So he would be a perfect fit of moving us forward and keeping the team here.
So he's gonna kind of help out this year.
He has already with sponsorship, group ticketing, just another voice on the other side of what we were missing that would make it better.
Awesome.
I got a question for Derek. After a solid year last year, what's the expectations going this season to keep that same success?
The expectation is going to be the same, to go out and put a good product on the field, get the right guys in the locker room, and go out there and win a championship. I feel like we fell a little short last year because we were dealing with a lot. It was hard to focus, and as a coach, my job is to get my guys ready to go out there and perform. And then when, stuff happened outside of our control, as far as Mario dealing with, his Scott and all that other stuff, it was a hard year. Scott played a big role in our organization. And he was a good guy to a lot of our players, even if they didn't play. Even if they were veterans, they came back to watch the game. Scott was a big part of our organization. So when that happened with him, it was like, man, and so now going forward, it's the same thing. Get out there, practice hard, outwork, out-prepare, and finish. We didn't finish what we started last year. It's a different story this year, right? So,
And then, we had tryouts the last couple of weeks. Who are some guys that you guys signed back?
we got a linebacker, Jalen Simpson. He's about 6'5", 255, and he can move. He actually is training for the Olympic trials right now. So we got a guy that from my alma mater, Hunter Cherlinsky. Yeah, and he's a #1 selling author. Yeah, the edge rusher, great guy, very intelligent. Got a big receiver, Leroy McKay, good guy. You're a little knucklehead sometimes, but I can work with that. I can deal with that. And so then we got guys that's coming back that we love. One being Alex Carter. It's always good to have a veteran quarterback in this type of league. So he's coming back, and we got a backup. I wouldn't say he's a backup because he's a damn good quarterback. And Darnell Fields went to Findlay University. So we got some guys that's coming in ready to compete.
Thank you.
I want to piggyback on that for a second, because I take, out of last year's deal, again, like Coach said, we had a lot of stuff going on, and losing Scott to, a motorcycle accident sucked. And I wouldn't say the wind was out of our sails, but we could have folded and just been done. That was an option, and we didn't, so we finished the season. But I will tell you this, my commitment level, I can promise to the fans who are awesome. Without the fans, we would be absolutely nothing. When I started getting the team, our average attendance was 800 a game. We're over 2,200 now. Our new sponsors like Allstate here, they're here in attendance. We're getting a lot of calls because the buzz is here we've already sold out of our suites. Our group ticketing is going nuts. But I would tell you this, fans and our sponsors, you're going to have a commitment from me that you've never seen before. We're going to house people. We haven't done that in a long time. I told Coach, you get the best product on the field, and we're going to take care of you from there. And our sponsors and our fans are outstanding, and we're still looking for that support. So you got the commitment level from the front office that we're going to make this thing happen, for sure. And I'm looking forward to playing May 31st. Keep it in your date. I'm not saying a guarantee anything, but we're hoping that might be the championship game. And if we're lucky enough to be, winners, we'll play here. If not, we'll be traveling to Iowa. So, any other questions at all?
Actually, one more. Coach. Got about a month left until the season. What does the preseason practices look like as far as like camps or whatever?
So right now we have our second and final tryout this Saturday at MSA Sports Spot in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We got about 22 signed up for that. I mean, hopefully the weather holds up. Nobody likes to drive in snow. This is Michigan, though. So out of those 22, I probably expect maybe 15 to 16 to show up. But as I looked at the roster of guys that are signed up, we got some good-looking guys. So practice starts February 1st, and we're gonna go on from there.
Good. Anybody have any more questions?
I got a question for Larry.
Yes, sir.
What's the plan, strategic plan and outlook for the future for bringing on more teams like the Ironmen to help strengthen, the schedule?
Yep, last year we kind of lost our vision. We were spread out from Pennsylvania all the way out to Amarillo, Texas, and down into Corpus Christi. The national footprint, I think, going back and on reflective, probably isn't the best model for indoor football leagues because it's more community oriented. So what we're looking for next year is to be more Great Lakes centric type of thing. If we can get Ohio, Iowa, maybe Illinois, Indiana, Pennsylvania, if we can get a cluster of within 500 miles and get 6 to 8 solid teams, I think that's the direction we need to go. We don't want to lose focus again. National footprints are nice, social media is nice, but to me, I think it's community that we need to focus on, and individuals like Mario.
How many teams were there last year?
Last year we had 9 teams.
9.
Yep, but like again, we were so spread out. It caused a headache travel for one. I mean, when you have
So you
teams.
guys decided to kind of just tear it down and start.
Tear it up, yeah.
Start again?
We just tear it down and start back into stud, and that's how we started out. We started out really on the East Coast, North Carolina region. And at one point when Ironmen were in 16, we had 20 or 22 teams that year, all the way out to New Mexico. It just gets to be a headache, and it's horrendous travel for teams, especially when it comes playoff. End of the season, to ask somebody to hop on a plane and go to New Mexico is not right to do it to them. So I think regional footprint is really where the future's at in indoor football, and that's what we're focusing on.
So if that's it, I got 2 more things to say. And some people say I talk too much. However, it needs to be said. So first of all, to our fans out there that are very loyal and fierce, and I know they have a good time when they're here, but there's a few fans, maybe a handful, that I hear grumblings all the time of, why are we coming to the game? Play better competition, do this, do that, blah, 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 blah. So first of all, we have tried that, and who people that say that have not been to a game in the last 3 years, because in the last 3 years, we've won games and lost games last play of the game. The Michigan Avengers, they won the championship game, and we beat them earlier in the season. We played North Carolina, we played the Battle Creek Smoke, won the last play of the game. So come to a game, have a good time, but we're playing the best competition this year that I think we faced in a while. We're on March 8th, we're playing the Detroit Ravens. They're 11-time national champs in the league that they're in, and if things go fold out, maybe they'll be in our league next year. And then we're playing the Michigan Avengers, who if you were at the game last year, it was competitive, both games, and it was a fun football. When we lost the championship game, I thought I was going to get a backlash, and that was quite opposite. It was, finally you're playing some teams that are in here that is worth watching. So I guess I covered both those points, so that's all I got to say. Thank you all for coming. I'm looking forward to this season, and good luck to everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. I got pizzas here in about 10 minutes if you want to.
All right, Iron Nation, that's it.